Hello everyone, this is Barcelona News World. The following are the headline we are going to discuss. Ex-FIFA World Cup Final referee rubbishes Barcelona, complaints about Champions League clash versus Inter Milan. Marciniak and VAR were perfect. Clásico offers Madrid chance to salvage season despite Barcelona dominance. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Welcome. Former FIFA World Cup Final referee Urs Meier feels that Simon Marciniak was perfect in the Champions League clash semi-final second leg between Inter Milan and Barcelona. The former referee gave his analysis of several key decisions in that match on German broadcaster RAN, via FC Inter News. The refereeing has been at the center of controversy after Inter Milan's Champions League clash with Barcelona on Tuesday. The Blaugranas have not hid their fury with Simon Marciniak's decisions. From coach Hansi Flick to midfielder Pedri, who insisted that UEFA must investigate the Polish referee, Barcelona have complained relentlessly of having been hard done by. Meanwhile, Spanish media has further inflamed this sense of injustice. However, former referee Urs Meier does not see any reason for these protests. The Swiss, who took charge of the 2002 World Cup final, feels that Marciniak largely got it right on Tuesday. Marciniak was perfect in Inter Milan 4-3 Barcelona Champions League win. Firstly, former referee Meier analyzed Inter's first half penalty. Simon Marciniak pointed to the spot after advice from VAR to look at a challenge by Pau Cubarsí on Lautaro Martinez on his monitor. From the first camera angle and also from the referee's perspective, it looked like the ball was played legally, said Meier. Based on the way the ball moved after the foul, you would think it was essentially a legal challenge. But the camera behind the goal provided more detail, Meier went on. You can see that Martinez put his leg in the right position. And then that Cubarsí made contact with the leg first, and then somewhat with the ball. So it's a penalty, assured Meier. Mkhitaryan on Yamal, no penalty outside the area. The Swiss former referee also gave his view on the free kick that Barcelona received just on the edge of the area for a foul by Henrik Mkhitaryan on Lamine Yamal. Yamal felt that the foul had continued into the penalty area, and Marciniak did initially point to the spot. However, VAR viewed the foul as being outside the area. Based on the images I had, I would say the foul occurred just outside the area, said Meier. The foul occurs where the first contact occurs. And Marciniak did well to make clear that it was actually just outside the area. From the defender's gesture you could see that he already knew exactly when to make the challenge, said Meier. And that was outside the area. I accept the decision, Meier went on. With the images we had, especially in the first situation with the penalty, the VAR was perfect. I would have probably made the same decision as Marciniak, he added. No penalty at first. Meier insisted that the entire process was perfect. I even praised Meier on Swiss television. This is why VAR makes sense. I always say that if it helps football and if it helps justice, then it's a positive thing. And this was definitely one of those cases. Whistling early with Barella through on goal, unfortunate. There was also one moment where Inter were very frustrated with Marciniak. This came right at the end of the first period of extra time. Nicolo Barella found himself running through on Barcelona's goal, one-on-one with Wojciech Szczesny, but Marciniak blew his whistle to end the period. I think he'd let the match go on too long in extra time, said former referee Meier. And then he wasn't as focused with his final whistle. But it was good that in the end it was an attack by Inter, and didn't have an effect on the final result in the end. Then, an Inter player embraced the referee and said in a friendly gesture, "Yes, this can happen to you as well." Meier said that, "I thought it was a good little gesture. But obviously, it was an unfortunate time for the whistle from Marciniak. That was probably the worst moment from him," said Meier. "He needs to work on that, it wasn't good." Clásico offers Madrid chance to salvage season despite Barcelona dominance. Real Madrid's players arrived at training on Wednesday morning to find 7 teddy bears waiting for them. Lined up on a bush outside Valdebebas, they wore white shirts and a banner had been placed in front of them, alongside a couple of Spain flags with the club badge in the middle where the crown should go. "Grazie Inter," it said. The night before, Simone Inzaghi's side had done for them what they had not been able to do for themselves, at least not yet. Now perhaps it can be their turn, one last chance to salvage something from what has been somebody else's season. Barcelona had been beaten. There would be no Champions League and no treble, reason alone to celebrate or at least seek consolation in Madrid, if not the only one. Because if it's tempting to ask, is that all you've got? Somehow the answer may still be, actually no. 4 days on from Barcelona's European exit, Montjuic hosts the fourth Clásico of 2024-25 in a fourth stadium. Madrid have lost the previous 3, 4-0, 5-2 and 3-2, seeing their rivals go top of the table win the Super Cup and the Copa del Rey. Lose a fourth and they will see them win the league title too. Hansi Flick's team would be 7 points clear with 9 in play, a double within reach, while Madrid are left with nothing. But win? Win and suddenly the picture looks different. Win and Madrid would be a point behind, and their 3 games are easier than Barcelona's. Mallorca, Sevilla and Real Sociedad compared with a derby at Espanyol followed by Champions League chasing Villarreal and Athletic Bilbao. We would still have a small disadvantage but we would have more of a chance, Carlo Ancelotti said. The Clásico will be practically decisive. Fede Valverde called it the game of the season. They always say that it's the game of the century even if there are 8 a year, one former Barcelona player says, but Valverde isn't far wrong. For Madrid at least it's all that's left. Football's greatest rivals have played each other 260 times since 1902, one newspaper describing the scene then as one of little ladies in wasp-waist dresses, rice flour on pretty faces, grave solemn gentlemen, dark colors brightened by a carnation through the buttonhole, dandies in sparkling uniforms, military men corseted into tight waistcoats and trousers like bullfighters, and playboys who have sneaked in top hats and walking sticks with marble handles, and every meeting seems to define the season. Rarely though has it so clearly been a title decider. The closest recent comparable may be 2012, when Cristiano Ronaldo scored the winner at the Camp Nou and then did that calm-down gesture, Pep Guardiola conceding the title after. Or 2009 when Barcelona won 6-2 at the Santiago Bernabéu, ending Madrid's unlikely and relentless pursuit. Both times, the leaders came with a 4-point advantage at the top, their challengers offered an opportunity, the hope that they might close in like now. Both times they left with a 7-point lead, the title secure. But even those weren't as late as this. By kickoff on Sunday afternoon, week 35 of 38, this will be everything. Seeing you on next video.